and that, you build the business and this is your teeny tiny baby business, and then the baby is growing. To hand that off to another person to delegate some of the stuff that I do, to give it to an associate, I don't want to give my baby to anybody.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But I think for there to be growth, you need to be able to get into a position where you do delegate out a lot of the stuff. And then you focus on what's like truly important to you in the business, right? And then have the other people on your team who are very good at that focus on that, because then it frees up your time to help grow.
If I were to free up more of my time into growing my business, what do you think I should be doing? If I had an extra hour every day, what should I fill that hour with?
Depends on if cases are coming in nonstop, you know what I mean, and you're just extremely busy, then it may be focusing more on like the system to be able to delegate those cases out to the team members so that people are working on those cases, or bringing in more people to handle the cases. But if it's not, we need like more cases, we're going to generate more cases, then maybe you would focus more on some of the management, but then really marketing. How am I going to bring in more cases? Where can I go? And like we talked about before, building relationships, obviously that's separate. But I think if you had an extra hour in the day, I mean, me personally, it would be marketing.
Have you followed any metric or anything that shows you, I'm a consumer now and I have to choose a lawyer? Am I going to the internet, or am I calling my friends who have had to choose that type of lawyer? And does it depend on the type of law? Because to me, that's probably a big thing. If I'm getting divorced, which is what I do, then I don't know if I would want to Google, because I don't know if I think the lawyer with the best internet presence, the person who has all this time to spend on marketing, I don't know that your nose is in a law book and that you're going to represent me properly. So is that true of everybody? Is everyone turning to the internet, even in divorce?
I don't think so. I think divorce is going to be slightly different. Although you are going to see, I think divorce law is a very ripe area for social media. If you watch some of the social media content that deals with family law attorneys and who are good at it, they're getting huge amounts of views. They're very, very popular. Their growth is tremendous. And it's because it's an area of the law that's juicy. It's interesting. And it affects everybody, anyone who's getting married or getting divorced or whatever. So there is a huge, I think, untapped area there. And that just may get your name out there for more cases. Now, again, you want quality cases. So eventually, I think if the time is put in there, it will help grow those quality cases for sure.
I'm starting to see videos every day. TikTok,
yeah,
Instagram, lawyers doing the dancing and doing their advice. Do you know how many times that I've taken snippets of those videos and used it against the lawyer?
Well, it's funny because, I'm not concerned about like an opposing counsel using something against me. Like, I don't really dance, but maybe if something came in and was a funny trend, I might do something. But I did have a case recently, major, huge, multi-million-dollar, one of my biggest verdicts of all time, okay, where I was making some content in the lead up to this trial, and the defense attorneys decided to take snippets and try to show it to the judge, saying that I was being improper or that I was violating rules, and tried to smear me in front of the judge. And I went in front of the judge and I just let them know I wasn't doing anything improper. If there's an issue, I'll stop it. It's no problem, but there's nothing that I did improper, and I didn't even disclose the names of the parties or anything like that. And at the end of the day, I got my biggest verdict against them. And the judge didn't matter. It wasn't even an issue. So
for me, it wasn't, because I like that lawyers are being more entertaining. I like that they're finally being creative, because what we can do is very boring. But one of the things is our clients and our judges, they get to see us argue this position in this case. I represent the poorer spouse, so I'm going in there advocating rah, 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 and how we need to protect the impoverished spouse. And if I see opposing counsel making that same position in a different environment, then I'm really happy about it, and I'll tell the court. But I like social media in the law. And I don't know if the Florida bar cares. Do you think they care?
No.
Do you think they're watching? Do you guys care?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some of it, and I'm sure there are people that may take positions that are, you can't do anything misleading. You got to be straightforward. You got to be honest. You got to be truthful. You got to make sure you put the area of law that you're practicing, or the name of your firm, or where the office is located. Those are some of the basics that you want to do to meet those ethical obligations. Just never do anything misleading. are false or try to, do something fraudulent. But as long as you're honest and straightforward, and you're just building this relationship with an audience, that just shows that you're authentic and genuine. And don't you think people want that? They want a lawyer that can relate to them or the situation that they're going through. And that's why I think some of the family law attorneys do have a lot of growth on social media. But going back to the original question, growth in family law, I think that is a massive remarketing to your own prior clients, current clients, and other referring lawyers. That's the huge bucket. There are so many, like with marketing for a personal injury firm. Is it billboards? Is it bus ads? Is it the internet? Like you said, there's Google. There's optimizing your search engine optimization. So people, when they type in your name, you're the first one on Google. Those are great. And I get great cases through those. But I'm telling you, the best cases that I ever get, which just tells me that I need to reinvest more, current, former clients, and other referring lawyers or people that know me. And so if you're, I think, what is it that you're doing to kind of touch those people and remind them of what you do? Because you may have done a great job at one point and a couple of years goes by and you want to stay top of mind when their friend comes up to them and says, I'm going through this terrible time. And they say, hey, call Paulina.